Central and South America are iconically known for monkeys. People go down there all the time just to see them, and Costa Rica is no different. In fact, Costa Rica is known for 4 different species of primates: the howler monkey, the capuchin monkey, the spider monkey, and the squirrel monkey. All 4 of which we had the amazing opportunity to see while we were down in Costa Rica. So let's run it through. The first monkey that I actually saw when I was in Costa Rica was the Central American spider monkey, or also known as the Jeffrey's spider monkey, the black-handed spider monkey, really whatever you want to call it. Atellus jeffreyi is the scientific name. These New World monkeys are actually called the spider monkey because they have the 5th appendage, their tail, which is prehensile, meaning that they can use it like another appendage. So effectively it has 5 working appendages that help it to maneuver through the tree canopies. Sadly though, like most spider monkeys, the Central American spider monkey is considered to be endangered in the wild today. Found throughout different parts of Central America, the first time I actually got to see these was on Isle Tortuga, an island in the northwestern portion of the Pacific side of Costa Rica. They don't get incredibly large, but they can weigh upwards of around 20 pounds when they're healthy. And they can be found in troops of between 20 to 42 individuals. They are incredibly smart and super intelligent, and it was really cool to see them come down and try to almost interact with us from a distance. Literally, as we were walking through the forest, they came down and were looking at us. They were so cute. Unfortunately, one of the reasons that they're actually becoming endangered in the wild today is a result of habitat loss, hunting, and even capture for the pet trade. All 3 of these reasons you'll see in the later monkeys. The next monkey that we had the amazing opportunity to see was the mantled howler monkey. Scientifically known as Alauda palliata, this New World monkey is considered to be vulnerable in the wild and is found from parts of southern Mexico into parts of northern South America. One of the largest Central American monkeys, the male howler monkeys can weigh upwards of 22 pounds. Also, it's the male howler monkeys that give them the name the howler monkey. You see, the males actually have an enlarged hyoid bone, a bone near the vocal cords which actually amplifies the call of the howler monkey. They are one of the loudest monkeys on the planet, able to be as loud as 90 or more decibels, and they can be heard up to 3 miles away. It also does kind of sound creepy, like a I don't know, it just sounds really weird, especially at night. But they can be found in groups of up to more than 40 individuals, which is wild, but usually they're much smaller. In fact, the troop that we saw was maybe 10 individuals. And we actually interacted with them while we were in the Osa, Costa Rica, specifically in Corcovado National Park. Like I said earlier, they're actually considered to be vulnerable in the wild today. And the reasons are gonna be the reasons that you're gonna see continually throughout the rest of this video, which is habitat loss as a result of deforestation and even capturing for the pet trade. Why someone would want such a loud primate is beyond me. Listen, I've worked with primates before, and they are very messy, super intelligent, which makes them difficult to take care of, and they are loud, and it will literally blow your eardrum out. It's not fun. Love them, wouldn't want to have them as a pet. The third species of monkey that I saw when I was in Costa Rica, I didn't get to see in the wild, but I did have a chance to work with in captivity. For about a week, I spent time at the Rescue Center of Costa Rica, working with all kinds of different wildlife and rehabilitating them, preparing them, hopefully, to be released back into the wild. The one that we had at the Costa Rica Rescue Center, we actually couldn't release back into the wild because it was a problem species. You see, Capuchin monkeys are actually one of the smartest primates on the planet. Specifically, the reason that this one was not allowed to go back into the wild was because it was pickpocketing people and stealing stuff from people, which obviously makes it a problem animal, and putting it back into the wild, it would likely go back to its old habits. Capuchin monkeys are actually really intelligent, and the white-faced capuchin is so smart that it's considered to be the most intelligent of all of the New World monkeys. They are so cute. Literally, I had the opportunity to feed these guys fish and all kinds of little enrichment things. They were so much fun to work with. Like I said, I have a lot of experience working with different types of primates, and I think maybe it's because they're so small and so intelligent. You can look into their eyes and they know what you're doing. It's crazy. It's like working with orangutans. Orangutans are one of those animals that you're like, wow, that's such an, like, it knows exactly what I'm talking about. This white-faced capuchin was very similar. For example, they've actually been known to use rocks as hammers and a log as an anvil to crack open nuts, which is a form of tool usage, which is extraordinarily rare in any animal, just period. And the white-faced capuchins are definitely no different. When I went in with this dude earlier, I mentioned that he was a pickpocket. You had to be careful because he would try to steal your phone, your glasses, your ball cap, literally anything he could grab, he would try to take and run off with. And so we had to take all those things as best we could think of off of us so, he wouldn't steal them. It was so cool. I loved him so much. He was so cute. I mean, look at his little face. Sadly, white-faced capuchins are actually considered to be vulnerable in the wild today. The same reasons pretty much causing issue with the white-faced capuchin as the spider monkey and the howler monkeys. Because they're so small, cute, and intelligent, and really likable animals, they're pretty common in the pet trade, the illegal pet trade that is. Also, they are a relatively arboreal animal, so when deforestation takes away their habitat, they don't have a whole lot of places to go. A lot of the times what happens is because they're so smart, they adapt really quickly to different environments, which is good, but also bad because when they come into human contact, they adapt to human characteristics and begin to do things like pickpocket, steal food, become a problem species, and then sometimes that either leads to them becoming a pet and being malnourished because people don't know how to take care of animals, or someone euthanizing them, which has led again to these animals becoming vulnerable in the wild, which is just so sad because they are so likable. Ugh. Finally, the fourth species of Costa Rican primate was the Central American squirrel monkey. These guys are the smallest of all four species, and they're also known as the red-backed squirrel monkey, and they're only found on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica and Panama. A really, really small space of area, and where I actually had the opportunity to see it was in Osa, Costa Rica, specifically in Corcovado National Park. Such an amazing trip. Totally recommend if you're going to Costa Rica, go to Corcovado National Park. Worth it. But these animals are considered to be endangered in the wild. What the main reason that this squirrel monkey is considered to be endangered in the wild is, guess what? Deforestation and ongoing habitat loss, as well as, you guessed it, capture for the pet trade because people want monkeys for pets for some reason that I fully do not understand. Love them, but would never want them as a pet. Just a lot of work. As you can see, all four of these species are threatened in the wild with the same issues: habitat loss because of deforestation and the illegal pet trade. So what is being done? Well, there's a lot of conservation being done specifically with these four different types of primates, and thankfully, because there's so much love for primates, there's a lot of laws in place that protect them in most countries throughout most of their range. The biggest thing that needs to happen for these primates to exist into the future is for humanity to kind of figure out, how do we live with nature? How do we live with wildlife without just deforesting everything? A lot of management practices have been put into place specifically within Costa Rica, which is why a lot of these animals are relatively common in Costa Rica. Costa Rica was a country which actually around 80% of their rainforest had been deforested, which destroyed a ton of ecosystems. But recently, they've actually regrown about 60% of that lost habitat, which has increased the total biodiversity to an incredible amount. Some of the densest populations of different animals throughout the range of Central and South America is actually in Costa Rica because of how well they've regrown and remanaged their forest ecosystems. People look at primates and they love them. It's hard not to. And because of this, they get a lot of attention. And so when we see that deforestation is causing such a huge issue, as well as the illegal pet trade, a lot of action is taking place. Some habitats are actually becoming protected. And that is a good thing. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and as always, remember, keep them real, keep them wild, and I'll see you in the next adventures.